We all want to make more money, but how many of us are actually managing the money that we have now? And I'm sure we have all heard of instances where people have said how student loan is a debt, how student loan is a life sentence, or how much they have been hurt by the deadly credit card. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Gabrielle, and in this video I'll be talking about the 5 worst financial mistakes that one can make in their life. But one mistake that you won't be making is to hit that subscribe button and to like this video. Now let's get into it. The first mistake that people make is to live above their means. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if somebody is making $200,000 per month, you will find that they're living as if they're making $500,000. And so you will find that they're living in a house that they can't afford, they're driving a car that they can't afford, and they're spending as if they are making a lot of money. And how do they supplement their spending to do this? They take out a lot of consumer debt, 1. They have a lot of credit card debt, 2. And you'll find that they oftentimes are borrowing money from a lot of family and friends just to make ends meet, because they are simply living above their means. And what do you do about a situation like that? If you are living above your means, I believe that the key thing to do is to live below your means. And I'm sure a lot of you will say, but boy, in this economy here, you can't live below your means. But you actually can. You have to look at your income and look at your expenses and find ways to minimize on what you're spending. And yes, there may be instances where you're definitely just not making enough money. For example, if you're making just minimum wage, you will find it hard to afford certain needs, such as maybe proper housing and so forth. So it's important also that you look into how can you improve your income so that you can have a comfortable standard of living. Second financial mistake that people make is to take out too much consumer debt. I remember I was reading the paper and a woman was stating that she took out not $100,000 worth of debt, not $300,000 worth of debt, but $1 million worth of debt. And guys, guess what she took it out on? Just guess. Furniture. She took out $1 million worth of debt on furniture. And remember now, furniture is not something, unless she's gonna use it for her business, which she was not. This was just to put down in her home, and to let cobweb come and take it up. So she took out $1 million worth of debt just for furniture, and now she has been placed in a situation where she cannot afford to pay her bills because she has too much furniture, too much debt for her furniture. So guys, this is one of the biggest mistakes I find that people are making, especially in Jamaica. Them go down to courts, them go down to sing, and them just take out all of this furniture all at once so that they can appease themselves to say, boy, them house look good, and them can make them family come over and them friend come over and say, wow, your place look nice and all of that. But if you know that you cannot afford to buy certain things, you set it in stages. Nobody is rushing, and you take your time and you buy your one furniture, or you simply just save up all of the money that you will need and go buy your furniture one time. But instead, you have a lot of persons not thinking like that. What they do is that them go out there, instead of they take out a debt to buy a house, take out debt to buy a house, they take out debt to go on a vacation, they take out debt to go and buy a car that they don't need right away, but because they want to feel comfortable for a period of time, knowing well that they cannot afford the tire that is on the car, they cannot afford to top up the car with gas as how they should. And so you find that every single month they're just struggling, and if they had just said, boy, let me just go on easy myself and take the local taxi and take the local bus until we can buy a car and be able to afford to buy the car actually and to maintain the car, they instead go out there and take out the loan on the car, and the loan on the car is still not going to bring in any income for them. So that is one of the mistakes that I find that a lot of people are making, is where they're taking on too much consumer debt. So it's just there and it is costing you rather than adding money to your pocket. So it's taking away your money rather than adding money into your pocket. The third financial mistake that persons make, and I believe that this is the absolute key to managing money, and it is, guess what guys, just guess what it is. It is creating a budget. And what I mean by a budget is not creating a budget in your mind and saying, boy, all right, I'm making $5,000 and I put 1,000 here and I put 1,000 there, and you have it all stored up in your head and saying, boy, that is enough. No, that is not enough. You need to write down what exactly it is that you are going to spend your money on, how much money you have coming in. You know, if you have 7 different streams of income, you need to have all of that put together and say, boy, you know, for the month I'm bringing in $10,000 and I'm spending $5,000 on food, and I'm spending $2,000 on rent, and I'm spending another $4,000 on, sorry, that's my math, another $3,000 on transportation. You need to know these things. And if you don't know these things, guess what? You're putting yourself in a situation. You're putting yourself in a situation to overspend and to not be able to invest in the way that you could invest if you know exactly where your money is. You're putting yourself in a position to not be able to save properly, because if you don't have savings, guess what is going to happen to you? Guess what is going to happen to you? You're going to meet up on a unexpected emergency. When I say emergency, I mean that probably, boy, you know, you have to go down the country and you need money to do it. And because you have not been saving, you're going to have to find yourself a scrambling and looking and say, boy, who me can go borrow money from, or where me can go get a loan to get some money, because, boy, you never save any money. And you never save any money, not because you never have enough money overall to save, but because you're just not budgeting, and so you find yourself spending and spending and spending and losing track of where your money is. I've heard of situations where people say, boy, them take out loan and them take out and them invest, and boy, them don't know. Them just not know where the money is. Them don't know what them do with them money. How can you not know? It is important that you start. If you have not been doing this, guys, I am imploring you. It's one of the keys to building wealth, and it is just a simple written budget. You can do it on an Excel document. You can write it in a book. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can do it on your phone. It's up to you. So if you want to watch a video on how do you actually create a budget, and the budget that I recommend creating is a zero-based budget, I did a video on that, which you can click the link above to watch. You know, the fourth financial mistake that people make is to have only one source of income. So now, gone are the days where job security was a thing. Nowadays, you will find that people are getting redundant and laid off like crazy. Especially, it's like the pandemic just speed it up. Persons are being unemployed for various reasons. Maybe the company itself is not doing well, or maybe the company is expanding, and so the services that you would have normally offered to the company is no longer needed. So guess what happens to you now? You are now out of a job and out of an income. But if you make steps to say, boy, I'm going to work my job and I am going to figure out a way how I can use the income that I am earning to make another stream of income for myself, then that will put you in a better position than the person who only has one income. Whether or not you are an entrepreneur or you are an employee, is to think of ways that you can earn more income. I recently was doing some research on Amazon, and Amazon doesn't have one source of income. If you look at it, Amazon not only sell products, it does other things as well. It also offers Amazon Prime shipping, and so they charge people a subscription for that as well. So you'll find that even companies have to think of ways that they can have several streams of income to their business. And even as an individual, if you're currently renting, and let us say you're renting a big enough space that you can allow someone else that you trust, of course, to come and to share the bills with you. Let us say you have an extra room and the person can share bathroom and kitchen. That's also a good idea to bring in some extra income for you as a person who is renting. And just the same, if you're a homeowner and let us say you have a small side to your that is attached to your house. You could also consider renting that out to bring in some revenues. And so guys, it is very important that as an individual, whether you are an employee or whether or not you're an entrepreneur, it is very important that you look into ways that you can build your streams of income. And final financial mistake that I'll be talking about is not investing in yourself. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you have persons out there, they are working a job, yes, but they have failed to actually improve upon their skills. They're not exercising deliberate practice. And so you will find that they go out there, they work the job, and they just keep doing the same thing day in, day out. And then you will find that maybe after 15 years, the company just give them a letter to say, boy, thank you for your services, it's time for you to leave. And they wonder why. Like, why did this happen to me? But one of the reasons that I believe things like that will happen to people, and even if you're in business, you will find that you are put out of business because you have failed to invest in yourself. You have failed to invest in your skills. And so one of the things that I find that it is very, very important, in addition to creating that budget, it is very, very important when it comes to your money. It is very important to set aside some of your money to reinvest back into yourself, because guess what, you are the person who is earning the income. And if you are earning the income, you are the business as an individual. And so just like how you would run a business, and when you run a business, you would pour back in capital into the business, as an individual, as you are growing older, it is important that you pour back some of the earnings that you have into yourself so that you will increase your earning potential. Now, that can mean that you can also just invest time, because with the internet, there are so many resources out there that are free. There's YouTube where you can go and learn on it. So it's not necessarily where you have to spend this exorbitant amount of money, but even just reading books and to watch videos on a particular subject area that you're working in, so that you will constantly be learning, constantly increasing your knowledge. And you will find that as you continue to do this, you will find that you will be more valuable to people. And so guess what? Your income will increase over time. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.